Welcome to The Girl Herd,
where we talk Texas football.
and a bunch of takes you've probably already heard.
But not from us.
Hello, everyone. Mishi and I are back for another week to chit-chat with you all. We're still, obviously missing Devin on her fabulous sabbatical, but we are finally at SEC Media Days, getting ready and gearing up for fall ball, which makes things that much more real for us. Like, the season is truly coming up upon us.
I know, it's like, I was going to be like, happy summer still with like little, but like now it's getting there. You can see it in the media and everything happening. You're like, okay, football season is really upon us at this point. We're counting down. And I was like thinking, okay, how much longer do we have? We've been doing countdowns. Like, yes, we still have 40 something days, but I mean, just a little over a month, like kind of seems wild.
I know, it really is crazy. And I mean, we've talked about this a little bit too, and I know you don't like the predictions, but I feel like now the predictions have a little bit more relevancy now that we're not a bajillion days away from the season. But I'm so excited. And I was in Tennessee this past weekend and got to go by Tennessee's campus, got to see Neyland, which honestly, I will give it is a beautiful, beautiful campus and stadium. They're right on the river, which made me think, I'm like, could you imagine our DKR being on Ladyburg and people like can paddle up to like be hearing the game? I was like, that would just be insane.
Yeah, I was going to say, speaking of like when you said I don't like predictions or whatever, but I read this article and it was like that Sark also doesn't like to do like what ifs or talk about, those kind of situations. And I was like, same,
We are one in the same, Sark. We are one in the same.
Like, it's like media people being like, yeah, Sark doesn't like us to do like, asking those types of questions. And I'm like, yeah, I get it. Well, it's also because like you get caught saying the wrong thing and you don't want to lose your credibility or like, saying something and then being like, well, actually, like in hindsight, I think maybe I thought this, anyways, all the things going down a rabbit hole. But yeah, I was going to ask you about, of course, your trip to Tennessee since you were just there and we've talked about going on all these games and what we want to do and Tennessee being one where we really want to add it to our travel calendar for this year and seeing all these SEC stadiums, but it may be a little difficult. However, it's beautiful. It's all I hear about it. And like that you can ride a boat up, and I have a friend whose like family is there and they're like, yeah, we can get on a boat and we can do this and that and the other. And I mean, yes, please.
Honestly, and it was so fun. The town, like Knoxville, is so cute. We walked around downtown. There's so many stores. And of course, they have game day everything, but it's the wrong orange. But everything was so cute. I'm like, I wish it was in another color. Yeah. But it would be so fun to go up there. And I was literally, deep in Rocky Top country, and everybody had on the gear, had on the things. And we were talking about with some people at a coffee shop that I was a Texas person. They're like, oh, are you coming for the game? I was like, we want to, but there's not really anywhere to stay. And they're like, just go stay out by the mountains. And then you just like drive an hour and a half in to town. And I was like, I mean, we did technically kind of do that for the Bama game.
But I hear like, well, yeah, Bama, that was also crazy, like driving in and out. Like, remember how long it took us to get out of Tuscaloosa? So that's what like all I've heard about for Tennessee is you can stay these other places, but like game day, you're going to take a while to get in and out. And like, we could see, of course, game time, whatever, and try to make it work.
Yeah.
Get in really early and hang out in town, but
I will say there are actually like highways with multiple lanes in Knoxville. It's not as tiny as T-Town where there's like literally one road in and one road out. It is not that. So that gave me a little bit more confidence in going for games, but I can't wait to go back, honestly, like in the fall, once the trees start changing and it cools down a little bit, it would be honestly the best environment. And I even just saw SEC Pretty. She was doing a ranking of SEC stadiums, and Neyland was in her top 5 of places to go. And I was like,
Yeah. I know. Well, now, see, you're the one that was like on the more of the cusp, and now you're like, all right, I see why everyone's talking about this and wanting to go. You should have, these people you met, you should have been like, but do you have a place we could
literally,
or someone help us out? Does anyone know anyone there? I keep being like, come on, someone has to know. I mean, I have family in Tennessee, and I keep being like, how do y'all not know anybody that can help?
Nobody. No one. Not a soul.
But, I mean, things have been working out for us, and this year is I'm really optimistic about this season for us, for fans, for all the things. So hopefully it falls together and we get to go, because it is one of the games. Like, everyone's like, where I was with family this past weekend, and of course they were like, where are you traveling for away games this year? And I'm like, well, TBD. Where we want to go and where we actually have planned for sure to go are kind of two different conversations.
That's true.
Yeah, we wish we could go to all of them, let's be honest. But then you look at the schedule and you're like, scheduling and breaks is kind of nice too.
Yeah, we need some breaks, to be honest. Like, that's key. But back on, I saw something, I think it may have been CJ Vocal or somebody talking about SEC Media Days, because they're there. And one of the Tennessee guys was talking about, they asked, like, what's your favorite place where's your favorite place to eat in Knoxville for like all the Texas fans that are going to be coming? And he said this little place that we drove by called Soccer Taco. And I'm like, tell me you're not in Texas with the name Soccer Taco, and that's your favorite place. I was like, I cannot. But I was like, I'm
curious why you would call it Soccer Taco. Like, what?
I don't know why that's the name of it, but
in common, like, where did that come from? I don't know.
No idea, but it was interesting. But I am Media Days. I'm so excited. Thursday will be the day for us, but I did listen a little bit to Kirby today, and he cracks me up. I feel like he and Sark are kind of similar with the media. Like, I'm not giving you anything. Like, somebody asked him about the wide receiver room and like, are they going to be up to par essentially? And he was like, you know what? Yes. And because of you, thank you so much, because you're giving me all the fuel I need to hype up this room because of all the doubts that y'all have about them. So thank you. Continue to ask me this. And it just was so funny. Like, he had hardly any like direct answers for anyone of like giving any kind of tea. Like, somebody even asked him like, who on the team now is going to be a household name by October. He was like, you know what? If I knew the answer to that, I would. And then he goes, I mean, we can't talk about betting and gambling. And I was like, oh, throw it back on tech. Got to throw that in there.
Oh, no.
But he was like, I would have a lot of money.
Oh, no. Kirby's a different one. I mean, I don't want to compare him to my coach, but he's one that different. I saw someone like posted a funny video that was like, who said these two next to each other, and like Sark and Elko were really close together, and like Sark's like looking over. He's probably just looking at something, but they like, it definitely the way they panned it makes it look like he's like, that guy.
I know. Which I'm interested, like, with Dan, we need to text Dan and see how it's going. And I'm like, give us the tea of like what's happening with Sark and Arch. And
I know.
I don't even remember who else. What are other players are going?
Our last episode is talking to Dan about it and going to SEC Media Days. And he's definitely there now. So
I am ready for the Archisms. Like, for whatever he always is funny. I'm like, hilarious. And I feel like he doesn't even try to be hilarious. He just is. We did one of my takes for Inside Texas this week was about this and like what I want to hear out of Media Day. I don't think I'm going to hear it, but you know, like, is Arch are they going to unleash the beasts this year? Right. Like, I loved the reactions he had last year. Granted, he wound up always apologizing for them, but I'm like, own it, Arch. Like, own who you are. Yes, it's different from your uncles and it looks very different. It might sound very different, but like, that's who you are. And that's what we love. I want a QB that has all the swag and isn't afraid to like step over people, run over people, like get the team behind your freaking back and like, let's do it.
But I also love that he's like this, even him apologizing, like someone who apologizes way too much, like Arch, I don't want you to do it either. But I think, it's his character. And so he is who he is, like outside, but like on that field, he's a different person. And like, you gotta love that too, where you're like, yes, like, don't be this. You see sometimes you like meet these big defensive linemen and offensive linemen and who they are on the field. And then you meet them and you're like, they're gentle creatures. Like they're so nice. But on that field, nope.
Yeah. It's like an alter ego. I feel like that would be the funniest question for them to ask of like the whole team. This is okay, Texas Athletics social media, if you're listening, please do a bit about what their alter ego names are, because that honestly would be hilarious. Hilarious.
Yeah. I'd be curious what we found out about, Jackson Jeffcoat being into like anime and stuff. I'm so curious what all of the players are into and what they would say. It would be amazing. It's so fun to learn, things. I like, that's why I always say like the Netflix documentaries talking like the receivers, the quarterbacks, those series, I love watching them because even if I am not a complete fan of that team, I'm like, oh, I like getting to know these players and who they are and behind it. The coaches one for the SEC, I was like, okay, but I really like that coach. I want to beat y'all, but I really like that coach of that team.
Yeah, agreed.
For him outside of Texas.
Yes, even like all the mic'd up stuff, even with the NFL and things that they do is hilarious. Truly, like, because you get to see a whole other side of them,
Yeah.
And
it's fun. Like the SEC posted like not SEC, ESPN posted like a tennis match and they were mic'd up and she like runs when she goes to serve and she was like, oh no, please turn this off. Like people don't need. And the guy like she was playing with was like, you're famous for your grunts, and the comments, of course, were like, famous for your grunts is crazy. Like, what?
That's like when you get the awards in school and you're like, is that really an award?
Is that a backhanded compliment? It's like most improved. You're like, thank you. But how bad was I?
That also makes me remember we used to get awards when we were on Palm, and I don't know, I don't remember what yours ever was, but I remember one year I got like sideline like swag award or something like that because of basketball season, and I always knew all the things to say. And people were like, what was that? What was that? What was that?
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I know I got rookie of the year, but then I'm trying to think of whatever one. Oh, they always like, because I did like the head tilt and pictures and stuff. So I got something for that, but I can't remember all of them. That's funny.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
It is funny.
Well, that's why when we're ever like people are ever around us in the crowd and we're saying things, and like I love when like people like they turn there and they're like, whoa, like I need to learn some stuff from you. Well, that's what it was funny because of course like World Cup, I mean, related, not related, but we were watching the final game and I was watching it with my parents and they like, and look, I'll admit, like as much as I know about sports, soccer is something I'm like way less about. And so during this whole time of the World Cup, I've been like, okay, I'm going to be that person that I'm not on any other sport, but like I need to ask you lots of questions in these games and like what I'm learning. And so then by the final game, watching it with my parents and my mother being a huge sports fan was asking me questions. And I was like, I love this, that I have information. And so I was answering things, but of course, you know how she is. Like, I was like, yes, like they went into the extra time and I was like, they play the full 30 minutes, 15-minute halves, no matter what the score is. She was like, they keep saying this could be the game winning goal. And she kept fighting me. And I was like, cause it could be, cause no one else may score. Like,
yeah, it could be. I know. I was looking too, and I totally forgot. So I'm glad that you brought up the World Cup. Like one of the referees was a UT alum. I don't know if you saw that, but I was like, oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, I remember Dan texted us about it, and I was like, oh. So then when we were watching and like they were giving awards and stuff to the refs, I was like, oh, I wonder if one of these is the guy. I need to like actually look him up and see who he was, but that's scary. We always joke about refs and how that would be. Woo.
Yeah. I had always wanted, and I haven't looked it up, but I've had this question the whole World Cup of like, do these referees have to know a bajillion different languages? Are they speaking English? Are they speaking Spanish? Like, what is the language that they're speaking to all these different teams? And how? Like, what is the language barrier? It's so interesting to me, but I haven't watched that much soccer in my life until this World Cup, and it was truly so fun. The soccer fandom is like nothing else, and having all these other countries here was really magical. I feel like I'm like,
well, I don't know if it was. I mean, I'd have to look into it more too, but they were speaking English because I watched the game in full Spanish, and then when the ref came on, it was the only thing that was in English. And I don't know if that's because of like host countries, like where they were located this time, or if that's normal. Questions I don't know, so we can figure that out. But yeah, I watched quite a bit. Like at first, I was like so busy and was like, yeah, sure, exciting, yes, I'll get. And then like eventually, once I started watching them, I was like, oh dang, this is now more fun. And I think someone was like, I can't watch this, it's too boring. And I was like, boring? Like this isn't. Someone was like, yeah, like golf. And I was like, no, golf I find more boring. But
like did you watch any of the Mexico games? Like the least boring thing.
What I hated and what I texted, like my group text is like, what bothers me, I shouldn't say hate, but what bothers me the most about watching the World Cup is like the flopping. And it has gotten so out of hand. And like basketball is similar, but that's a lot further to fall than a soccer player. But I was just like, this is out of control. And one of my friends was like, well, quarterbacks kind of have come this, like you can't touch them. And I was like, not wrong, but I don't know about flopping. Like,
no, they definitely don't flop. But yes, the dramatics of the players within soccer. And yes, I'm sure 100% you flying through the air and your shins getting kicked and all the things, they definitely hurt. But I was like,
fine, but like they pull back because someone stepped on someone else's foot.
And the debating with the refs, I was like, oh gosh, I can't even imagine. Like, I feel like they're like dealing with children. Like, you go over here and you go over here and stop talking to me.
So I'm just like, I'm ready for football. I'm ready for like a full contact sport where it's like, this is, yes, you still like get mad at refs, you still get mad at calls or whatever, but like very different. Where you're not like, I mean, we did have the whole thing where people were going down to try to get some extra timeouts or whatever, but that's gotten a lot better as well. So
yeah, I also was wondering, I don't remember it being such a big deal. Was it because it was in America that we had such a grand, huge like halftime show, like what we do for Super Bowls and all those other things? I was like, because I don't remember previous years of it being that big of a spectacle for the halftime show of the final World Cup.
I don't know. And I also don't know how involved I was in watching anytime before, considering I'm learning things now about the game that I haven't tried to before. So I can't answer. I don't know.
Questions that need answers, please let us know in the comments. I don't know.
But I had a friend that went to like some of the semifinal games that were happening in Dallas and like watching them and the halftime performance there as well. And yeah, it's entertaining for sure. I didn't get to go to an actual game live, but going to a bar where people were watching was the next best thing, I guess I'll say.
Exactly. It really was. I know. Next time, if it ever comes back to the US, I really want to go for a game, but
same.
Until then, or maybe go to another country. I don't know. I would love that option as well.
I know. Dan was like, yeah, seeing Ronaldo play was pretty awesome. I was like, yeah, I would have loved to. However, I like money in my bank. He was like, yeah, we got invited to that game. I was like, where's that at? One day in 4 years, we're going to get that too.
Yes. Except for those guys aren't going to be there, but there's going to be new goats.
Ronaldo's not playing.
The new goats of soccer will be well established. I feel like by then.
We'll know different names.
Yeah, we were in the airport flying home from Knoxville, and there were these two old ladies that sat behind us, and they're from Dallas, but they were talking about, and I'm going to forget his name, the guy from Norway, like the blonde dude. And yes, they were obsessed with him. They were like, he doesn't know it yet, but we're adopting him. We're his new grandmothers.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was hanging out with, friends, Angela and Vinny, and like Vinny is obsessed with him as well. So he was sad that Norway had gotten out. So maybe it's a Dallas thing because he was there.
Because he was there and like immersed himself in like the going to get boots and hats and like all of the things while he was in town, which was so fun.
Yeah, he was like, Americans are hilarious. And I was like, well, yes, we are.
We are. We're something. That's
I'm
for
really
sure.
enjoying this. It's fun
We
that it
are
was
something.
there. Well, that's why we were watching, and like it had the presidents of the country, of like the host countries too, and everything that was happening. And I was like, well, that was fun that happened. And now, like, I had some friends this weekend, and they were like, I need the World Cup to be over. I haven't worked in too long. I need to stop partying. I need to like actually focus and all these things. And I was like, oh, I was in a training last week, and people had out their phones because they were like, we can't miss this. And I was like, oh, it's funny. It's funny how it's been working. But here we are. And now we have this time.
Yeah.
It's on all the other things.
From one football to the next.
Yeah.
You know, just roll it right over.
Football.
Football. But yeah,
Now,
can't wait, and can't wait to, you know, dissect and talk about next week when
we know what media
Sark
days
and Arch have already chatted at SEC Media Days, and Lane, because, you know, that's going to be something too.
Yeah. I can't wait for all the memes and like reels that come out of this. But
Same.
exciting. See y'all next week when we know more.
Bye.